Kia ora, good afternoon, and for our Dutch viewers who'll be feeling pretty happy with themselves after Holland's efforts at the World Cup, goedemiddag. We're drawing nearer to the end of the National League Championship. This is round 13 of 14, and we're coming to you from Kithe Park in Auckland's Mount Roskill, where Auckland United are hosting Capital Football. These teams sit 6th and 7th on the table, with the team from the capital 3 points ahead of Auckland United. Results so far in round 13, Western Springs giving Central Football a bit of a thrashing, 9-0. Northern Rovers and Canterbury United had a ding-dong battle that eventually Northern Rovers, in a 9-goal thriller, took out 6-3. And at the moment, with the game in progress down south, Eastern Suburbs currently leading Southern United 1-0. Kickoff here is at 1:30 in just a few minutes. So looking at the table now, Eastern Suburbs lead the pack and will claim the title. Can't be caught by Western Springs. You see the two teams battling out today in 6th and 7th there. Capital Football on 11 points. Auckland United on 8, just ahead of Central Football, who currently prop up the table. So Capital have come into a bit of late form with a draw versus Southern. A terrific 3-2 win against Western Springs last weekend. They have two changes to that side. Molly Simons comes in goal for Keisha Brown, and Pepe Oliver Bell has some school commitments and will be replaced by Rebecca Ott up front. So you can see the formation there. It was a fantastic win last week. They got off to a flying start with a goal from Renee Bacon, the number 7, in the 2nd minute. And it was a big scalp for them, the Western Springs side. Looking at Auckland United then, one change to the team that suffered a 7-2 mauling by the Canterbury Pride last weekend. Sophie Williams makes way and Jennifer McMurray comes in her place at right back. It's a settled defensive lineup with Jess Philpott and Georgia Martin anchoring the defence. Look out for Bree Johnson operating down the left flank, and Ruby Nathan, the under-20 international, up top. So just waiting for the teams to come out, and joining me in commentary today, Maya Jackman, former football fern. And Maya, not a lot to play for today, but what are you expecting?
Well, firstly, congratulations, Fred. You've been up since 3:30, I imagine. But today, you know, Capital's been on a little bit of form. Auckland United have been on a 4-loss streak. So, you know, Auckland have something to play for today. If they win, they move ahead on the table ahead of Capital on goal difference. But, you know, Capital's probably a bit more in form than Auckland, so I probably look for a Capital win today, to be honest.
Yes, just having a chat to a couple of the people at Auckland United and with the coaches of the visiting Capital side. Everyone, I think, is looking forward to the end of the season. Capital, as you say, Maya, they seem to be just coming into a bit of hitting their straps, similarly with the Canterbury Pride, and maybe that is something with where the federation sides who get pulled together late in the season their build-up differs very markedly from the club sides based in Auckland.
Yeah, I mean, you get 2 weeks, I think, for the federation teams to pull in a team and get some gelling going on, and then you've got these teams like Auckland United, Western Springs, Suburbs and Northern who have been together for a long time. A couple of changes with their personnel, but you know they've been together for a while, and I guess that shows on the table that we see. We see mostly these one federation team in that top 4.
See our referees there, Anna-Marie Kiley. And she will be assisted by Sarah Jones and Courtney Day. Our 4th official today is Samuel Clement. So the team's just going through pre-match handshake rituals. And it'll be an all-female trio here. Not unusual in the female game, but something at the FIFA World Cup recently. The all-female trio taking control of a men's FIFA World Cup game for the first time. Very historic.
Yeah, massively historic, and just cool for these women referees all around the world that can see where they can go now. So, but what a game to referee as well.
No stress there.
No stress.
Yes.
But Courtney Day, I played with her mum back in the day. So I've known her since she was tiny. It's showing my age today.
So teams will change ends, and we will be underway shortly. Interesting mowing pattern by WNL at Auckland United. Decided to change it up a little bit, I think. Went for the circular job.
Just getting a little creative.
Not sure the assistant referees will will like that when they're trying to work out offsides. I think the mowing lines on the pitch certainly give you some help in that regard. But it will be Auckland United who, as Maya, you said, looking to break this 4-game losing streak. Lost their last 4. Their last win was back in round 8 against Central, which was a 9-3 victory. Yes, they'll be wanting to restore a bit of pride after the 7-2 loss to the Canterbury Pride last weekend. And Auckland United is in their all black strip from right to left. Capital yellow shirts with the white shorts. This is Mania Elliott straight away, trying to get in behind the defence. Elliott gets into the penalty area, and the ball stays in. Renee Bacon back to help out. Jess Philpott just puts the ball up in the air. Jennifer McMurray, they're playing in it right back. The ball just bouncing up and around. Both sides need to get it down, get a bit of control in these early stages.
Well, Auckland United started off with a Hassan Aroa, getting forward quite quickly. But yeah, pretty bouncy, so you can't let that happen, especially at the back. You want to control the ball really early, get it down and see if you can play it forward.
Yes, Capital. Back to that, the game against Springs last weekend. They did really well through the middle of the park. Trio, Lena Duron, Asha Strom, Olive Gerard did really well to dominate that area of the park. Good rotation in there. So they'll be looking for more of that again this afternoon. It's a glorious afternoon here in Auckland, just a light breeze. You can see the flag there in the corner blowing down the ground from left to right.
Yeah, Lena Durand was played well last weekend. You know, I think she was the reason for that first goal. She, you know, got on top of the ball for Capital and made a play forward, and Renee Bacon was able to score. But that year, like you said, that midfield was playing well against Springs last weekend.
There's a good break from Capital, straight through the middle of the field. Sophie Bradley getting back there to execute the challenge, and Mania Elliott again takes off down the line. Shaping up to be a good battle there. Down the Auckland United right flank between Cara Chung and Mania Elliott. Georgia Martin across to Jess Philpott. steps in. And there's a hint of handball spotted by referee Kylie.
I think that's because Maya Vince has been in goal quite a lot, so maybe she's forgotten.
Yes, Auckland United having so many problems in goal, and they've coughed up a bit of possession here. Mania Elliott, can she get a strike away? She does, and she scores. Early strike for Auckland United, and it is Elliott that pounces on a poor pass, and the home side take the lead 1-0.
Yeah, you can, well, didn't quite see the giveaway, but Mania Elliott didn't have it easy, and it was a great shot in that near post for Mania Elliott, but we didn't see it in the replay. Capital had the ball, and just a heavy touch meant that Mania Elliott could get onto that, and you don't let Mania Elliott get onto the ball in front of goal because she can finish.
Well, last week it was Capital that scored after 2 minutes. This week it is their opponents, Auckland United, getting off to the perfect start.
It did seem that Auckland United did come out with a hiss and a roar, so they obviously do want to make a stamp on this game and see if they can get one ahead up on that table today. And for Mania Elliott, that's her fifth goal for Auckland United.
Capital looking to respond quickly. The ball just sent clear. And Chung and Elliott coming together. Philpott. Ruby Nathan there. Just trying to provide an option for her defence.
Yeah, I think Kara Chung last week did a really good job of clearing one off the line for Capital to keep them ahead of Western Springs, so it will be a great battle between these two, as you can see.
Here's Elliott again, doing really well, very influential in the early stages of this game. Mania Elliott just seems to have the ability to get round the back of the defence. So something for the Capital coaching staff maybe to make an adjustment or do something there. Maybe get Patterson to provide, or Zoe Barrett to provide a bit of cover. Bradley gets a return ball. Chung steps in well this time. Olsen. Another good intervention, this time from Jess Philpott. Olsen. Elliott looking for a pass.
Yeah, they're certainly using Elliott down that right-hand side.
Yeah, the game being played virtually all down the right flank for Auckland United. Hardly seen the ball on the near side of the field. Zoe Barrett with the free kick. And Amy Feinberg-Daniele comes out to gather. Referee just having a word there with Renee Bacon, former Southern United player. Durand also used to play National League for Southern United, but then have made the move up to the capital.
I think Bacon was top goal scorer in the league leading into this National Women's League, so I think she's their top goal scorer at the moment as well. So it's been a good gain for Capital, both her and Durand.
ball sent out over the sideline on the far side. There's a smattering of spectators here this afternoon enjoying the sunshine. Fourth and final game of the round. Had a lot of goals this weekend. 2 games with 9 goals in them, as you saw at the top of the broadcast. 9-0 smashing by Western Springs. And that 6-3 game yesterday out at McFettridge Park for Northern Rovers. See if this, you can see more goals out of this game as well, as Emma Leeming looks forward, I think, for Ruby Nathan, but she's well marked by Patterson and Barrett. Now Capital come forward. Nicola Ross back to Patterson. Gets the return ball, goes on a run and gets down the line. Great work from Nicola Ross. Now she cuts in, tracks into the penalty area. Can she find a pass to a teammate? Gets held up. And Bree Johnson getting back there to do some defensive work, but great run from Nicola Ross. Just needed to get the ball across.
Yeah, you see her really getting well down this right-hand side, putting the ball ahead of her so she can run onto it. Beats the defender here, but I think needs to get it in a little bit sooner. She had someone coming through in the middle. I think if she could have crossed it earlier, she had teammates in the box. Would have been great to see. But it was a nice little build-up with Capital there. They kept the ball nicely, a couple of 1-2s, and sent Nicola Ross off for that run down the right-hand side.
Yes, Rebecca Otter was in the centre there. Just caught a glimpse previously of Ryan McGlinchey, the coach today for Capital Football. The normal coach, Maika Rotahuli, struck down with COVID. Also, one of the players, Anna McCarthy, who was going to start on the bench, but she was also a victim of COVID as Bree Johnson takes a tumble. And there's the first yellow card.
Yeah, she's gotten ahead, and yeah, she's just clipped her ankle there. Didn't really get the ball, I don't think. It's hard to see.
Kaylin Patterson it was who was coming across to effect the challenge. So it's a long time to play with a yellow card next to your name. Over 80 minutes. And it'll be Jess Philpott to send this one in. Number of black shirts on the edge of the penalty area. I think she's gone for goal.
I think she has.
Trying to catch Molly Simons unawares.
She caught us unawares.
Would have been some goal if Jess Philpott had been able to connect from that sort of range. Long ball over the top. Ott it's drifted out to the wing. Combines with Olsen, but Olsen offside. And certainly, if Ryan McGlinchey and the coaching staff of Capital had been watching the game of Auckland United and Canterbury Pride last weekend, they would have noticed just the holes in the Auckland United defence that the Pride really exploited, just slipping balls, diagonal balls through the back four for players to run onto. I think maybe they looked at that and tried to emulate that to some degree this afternoon. Bree Johnson. Battling away with Nicola Ross. A good tussle, that one as well. So both flanks. This is probably a free kick.
Durand, quite a good workhorse for Capital. Gets on the ball well in the midfield. Really disrupts things. Definitely did for Western Springs last weekend. So
yes, Lena Durand scored last weekend against Springs. Brought the score back to 2-2. Bacon with a late penalty that rounded out the scoring, and that 3-2 victory for Capital. Yes, these federation teams coming more and more into their own as the season progresses, so probably something for New Zealand football to look at for the coming seasons, how much time they get given to pull their squads together. Be interesting next year as well, Maya, with the Women's World Cup. The female competitions and possibly the male competitions as well might take a bit of a break through the tournament.
Yeah, you'll have a few players potentially playing. You know, hope to be playing for a few of them. But yeah, you would stop the competitions, you know, for people to be able to watch the Women's World Cup. That'll be here in Australia next year.
Elliott, great run, nutmeg in there, and then goes past another defender. So Mania Elliott really displaying the goods this afternoon so far. Chung just lays the ball back to her captain. Another good telling run from Mania Elliott. Really good mileage down the right flank, Auckland United. Just need that final ball and the finish. Ross now. Can't combine with Bacon.
I know when I was a player and a World Cup was on, it gave you a lot of inspiration. You just wanted to get out there and play. It's been a fantastic World Cup this time round. Some are saying the upside down World Cup.
Certainly plenty of upsets at the FIFA World Cup at the moment. Japan, South Korea, Costa Rica. All, made massive upsets. And yes, we are into the round of 16. Good win for the Netherlands this morning against the USA, and also Argentina. Australia giving them a bit of a shake-up at the end, actually. Argentina, we're going to cruise through a piece of Messi magic, leading 2-0, but goal for Australia, deflected goal for Australia. Made it a very, very shaky last 15 minutes for Argentina. So, free kick for Auckland United, opportunity to deliver this ball to the penalty area. It'll be Jess Philpott, plays it down the line. Now it gets delivered, but behind all the black shirts. Oh, that's a great ball, slipped in behind, and now here's an opportunity. Keeper tries to get back. Bacon just slips it across. Beautifully played, beautifully executed. And Capital bring themselves back on level terms through Rebecca Ott, but all the build-up work beautifully done by Renee Bacon.
Yeah, that was a great counter-attack, really, by Capital after Auckland United's attack. Great pass. You see it here through to Renee Bacon, Capital's top goal scorer. Very composed, just pops it across for Rebecca Ott, who finishes it really well. So lovely build-up from Capital there.
As we talked about earlier, as another opportunity straight away down the other end for Auckland United. Auckland United very susceptible for the ball splitting the defence for players to run onto, and that's exactly what Renee Bacon did there. And very unselfishly just rolled it into the path of Rebecca Ott. Rebecca Ott, her second goal of the season.
I thought she might have gone for goal. It was a similar sort of angle from last week, but she did see her counterpart coming down. He had a much clearer shot, so good vision from Renee Bacon there.
Yeah, one of those ones that if you take the shot on and you miss, your teammates looking at you with more than a little bit of a glare. Simons. The ball down the wing, and here comes Ross again. He's got some good pace. Leaning under pressure.
That was well done by Nicola Ross, using her speed and just not allowing Philpott to do anything there, and then had to just go back to her keeper and they get a throw in.
Bacon. A little adventurous from Renee Bacon on her left foot. 4 goals to her name so far. Just one behind Pippi Oliver Bell for Capital. So it just seems, Maya, that Capital just starting to gain a little bit of ascendancy and creating a few more chances. And Auckland United, after that very, very bright start, getting forced backwards a little bit.
Yeah, it does seem that way to me too, and especially after that goal now they've got a little bit more bounce in their step, putting a little bit more pressure on the Auckland United players, having to make them make mistakes.
Here's Johnson. Johnson, the top goal scorer for Auckland United, hasn't really featured in the game to date. Probably to the detriment of Auckland United.
You need to be able to service your top goal scorer. She had that one breakaway, but there was that foul on her. But yeah, not really in the game at the moment. As we've seen, it's all down the right hand side. It's a little bit down the left hand side now, but mostly all down that Mania Elliott's side.
Yeah, there's no, the elements aren't really forcing the game down there. As we've seen, just a slight breeze favouring the Capital side at the moment in this first 45 minutes. Here is Johnson. Another player we haven't really spotted is Ruby Nathan, who looks to get on the ball here. Here's Nathan. Nathan trying to find a teammate on the edge of the box. Finds one in Bradley, and Bradley shot straight into the hands of Molly Simons.
Yeah, she just didn't have anyone in the box soon enough, did she? So they must have been a little bit pushed back. So not pushed up high enough for them to get into the box as she was coming down that left-hand flank.
Just needed the midfielders. Maya Vince, Penny Brill, Sophie Bradley just to get to the edge of the box, try and assist the attack. As you see again, Capital. again is that piercing pass through back four of Auckland United. Bombed up in the air, and eventually it'll be Kara Chung to get us back underway. Switch of play. Bacon, can she keep it in? Does really well to do so. Maya Vince. Chung steps in. Brill. Rolls it across to McMurray. She's just caught a little bit on her heels. Jennifer McMurray that time.
I think Auckland United miss Alossi Bloomfield in the middle. She's really good at switching the play. And really good at doing those diagonals, so something they might want to look at if they're trying to get Ruby Nathan and Bree Johnson on the ball a little bit more.
Yeah, that's a good point. Alessi Bloomfield's on the bench. Maybe struggling with a knee injury. But certainly Capital doing the better at the moment. Just using the width of the park much better. Tackles on the edge of the box. Referee decides that the last one there is a foul.
Drop, Olive, drop. I said drop.
So Lucy Bloomfield
Keep going, I said.
normally anchoring the midfield for Auckland United. Johnson. Nice ball down the line. Nathan. Johnson goes for the return. Nathan checks inside. Johnson gets the ball. Can she get a shot away? Bree Johnson. And just the ball just slides across the face of goal. Takes a touch along the way for a corner.
That was a great little run by Bree Johnson to get a return ball, but man, that missed by a Japanese hair.
Yes, no VAR here at Keith A Park. And it will be Ruby Nathan to deliver the ball. Flicked on at the near post. And then cleared by the Capital defence. Leeming. Oh, that's a lovely touch. Nice play from Auckland United, but the final pass undone. Barrett across to Patterson. Patterson just bringing the ball forward. And as we've seen so often, looking down the line. Too far for Durand.
Nice movement in the middle by Capital there. And then Durand makes that arced run, so she's not offside, which is really great to see.
Yes, we saw Renee Bacon there just drag the fullback inside. And then Lena Durand, as you say, Maya, just arcing her run round out of the midfield down the line. Here's Durand now. Pressure in the corner for this Capital team. Johnson. in by Ross. Now she needs support. Turns around, leaves Johnson in her wake. It's all very tight on this flank. Just getting stuck. See Ryan McGlinchey there. Stand-in coach for Capital.
Hold it in, Max. Max. Try and hold it in. Yeah, get it down and then do it.
And the game just stagnating somewhat. Half an hour gone.
Yeah, that was disappointing from Capital. You're in the attacking third. You really want to make those throw-ins count. Make the ball stick. See what you can do. When you're that high up the pitch.
Pressure front.
Finally the ball delivered in, and it loops over the goalkeeper, and from a very wide angle it has caught Amy Feinberg-Daniele unawares, and it is Capital that regain the or take the lead 2-1.
There's Renee Bacon out on the right hand side there. Pass out to Renee. Going for the, I'd say cross,
It's
but
got to be a cross.
But I would take that goal any day. I've done that a few times.
Yes, one of those balls that wind assisted, probably just bending in, and Renee Bacon is delivering a shot come cross, or cross come shot from wide out, and Capital with the 2-1 advantage.
But the build-up before that goal, Capital, you know, putting a lot of pressure on United. Just, you know, those 50-50s they were winning, disrupting anything that Auckland United were trying to do in that top third for them. And come away with the goal, which is fantastic for Capital, travelling team.
Goal scorer Bacon goes for the return ball, I think, down the line.
Max, cut it out. Hey. Take your time, Renee. Renee, take your time. Get it breathing.
Malimi, no choice but to put that out.
Nick, just hold it. Renee's got it. Just hold it. Let's move. Danny, come across.
Georgia
Corner.
Martin.
Don't show it. Don't get it.
Corner for Capital. Ball delivered right into the centre of the goal. Just touched on by Feinberg-Daniele again. Boy, under some real pressure now. Back end of this first half. And now here's an opportunity again, and the ball just tucked wide. Rebecca Ott with a terrific chance to extend Capital's lead. No whistle for offside.
Zoe Barrett, nice little ball in there. Nice touch off by Nicola Ross, and just missing that corner there, into the corner by Rebecca Ott. Nice little build-up.
Yeah, just at the moment, Auckland United not dealing with the balls forward. The defence really getting caught out, and Capital doing a really good job of putting pressure on this Auckland United defence and finding gaps in between the Auckland United players.
When the ball's switched on your back line, you've really got to move as a unit across, and that's leaving some gaps for Auckland United when they're not quite all moving across.
Corner for Capital. More pressure on Auckland United. Looking to hang on till half time. They'll get the, looks like the wind's picked up a little bit. And they'll get the advantage of that breeze in the second half, but they just need to get to half time without conceding again, Auckland United. Now the ball delivered into the near post, bouncing around. Black shirts try and swarm around it, and eventually Georgia Martin just puts her foot through the ball, finds Johnson. Nice turn by Johnson. But again, Capital pounce on the second phase.
You're just switching it up there, Capital. Renee, just Bacon just signalling a short corner there.
Start the center.
Auckland United through Georgia Martin, able to clear it, but comes back straight away.
I said, you only be tight by the leg, just hold on. Okay, then when the ball's okay, then read it. Okay? Ball line up.
Now Auckland United bring the ball out again. Just not having the success in the wide areas that they were having earlier in the afternoon. It's a good ball. Renee Bacon doing really well down this right flank. Always looks dangerous, doesn't give too many balls away. Always looking to link up with her teammates as well. Again, it's Johnson and Nathan combining down the left flank for Auckland United. Nathan just checks inside again, delivers to the back post. Brill. A little bit better that time from the home side. Goal scoring has been the issue for this Capital side. Just 15 goals in their first 12 games, so that up to 17 now in their 13th game. So just over one a game, which is not that prolific. Yeah, good run from Elliott. Elliott now tries to get the ball right across the face of goal. Here's Brill. It's dispossessed, and now again we see that ball in behind the defence straight away. Yeah, conversely, you look at Auckland United, 32 goals they've scored, so more than 2 a game.
Which, if they win this game, means they go ahead on goal difference, doesn't it? So that will be the difference at the end of the day if they can pull back a win.
Yes, 8 minutes to go till the break, with some time added on. Chance now for Auckland United. Can Nathan deliver a telling ball into the box? They've played it short. Philpott, deep, maybe too deep. No, kept in. Now volleyed to the near post, but just lacking a bit of direction there. There's Capital Football in their last match of the season. We'll have to travel down to Christchurch to play Canterbury United Pride. As for Auckland United, they have an away trip as well into the central region to play Central Football. So they'll be expecting to win that game. So if they wanted to overtake Capital, Nothing less than a draw, obviously, but draw might see them right. Again, the ball over the top, looking for the run of Rebecca Ott.
Yeah, again, anything United are trying are getting disrupted by Capital, and then they're popping that long ball through.
Yes, you can see in the background there, the pitch, the number 1 pitch, just laid bare. As the ball flashes across the Auckland United goal mouth again. Renee Bacon trying to get on the end of it.
All in, and Renee just possibly not expecting to come across so quick.
Yes, as I was saying, you can see in the background behind the new club rooms here at Auckland United, the number 1 pitch, just scraped clean as it's being revamped for the FIFA World Cup, Women's World Cup next year. Kite Park will be the home base for the football ferns. So plenty of work going on by the council, by FIFA, to get this facility up to spec. As there are all around New Zealand training venues, plenty of new surfaces, and that'll be a real positive step for the game in this country as Capital again get another corner, more pressure, looking to extend their lead just before the break.
Yeah, Emma Leeming just should have seen that one out quite easily, but the pressure by Renee Bacon meant that she had a bit of a trip over the ball and they get a corner.
Not a great pass this time from Bacon. It's a rarity. Nice ball inside. Aisha Strom. Olive Lynch Gerard. Just one of the trio of midfielders. The ball into Olsen. Back across to Bacon. Olsen goes for the run down the line. Appeals for offside. Olsen, can she deliver? She does. Ball sits up on the penalty spot. But it was Penny Brill coming back to pick it up. And now looking to spring an attack, a counter-attack for Auckland United. Down this right flank. Nathan does really well. Gets in behind Barrett. Ruby Nathan just slips the ball inside. Here's Elliott. Goes down. Penalty. And that's a great counter-attack from Auckland United and results in a terrific opportunity from the penalty spot to get themselves back.
Yeah, just a lazy tackle there by Kaylin Patterson to take Naya Elliott out. Great little build-up though by Auckland United. Great counter-attack down that right-hand side where we've seen a lot of success for United, or a bit of success, should I say.
And it will be Ruby Nathan, who was heavily involved in that attack, to take the penalty. Nathan just, plants it wide. And she missed the goal by some quite considerable distance that time. Just got her angles all wrong.
Yep, she just takes a little pause, and then you could see that the goalkeeper going that way as well. She couldn't change her mind, I guess, at the last minute, but it was well wide.
Well,
and it's disappointing, isn't it, for United after that really great build-up.
Yes, an opportunity gone begging, certainly there. As Feinberg gets out. Just puts that one over the sideline. Could have got themselves level, turned with the wind at their backs. But now more hard work to do. Just not getting enough players forward at the moment. The home team is Ross. It's wide to Bacon. Bacon just flicks it around the corner.
That would have been a good goal for United to have just before the half-time, to draw it up just before going into the sheds and have a chat about what they can do to nullify Capital's pressure. Here it is
Martin
again.
getting in all sorts of problems and saved by the referee's whistle that time. Georgia Martin just dwelt a little bit too long on the ball, but that's really good pressure from this Capital team. Pressing high up the park, almost nicked the ball, and then that would have been a free run and a goal. So into the last minute of normal time. We're hearing there'll be 1 extra minute to be played. Certainly not the 6, 7, 10, 13 minutes we're seeing at the FIFA Men's World Cup.
Oh, it's not a 90-minute game anymore,
No.
is it?
Although it is interesting when you, given that the time that they're adding on, as Elliott does really well again, and now delivers into the box and just sent packing that time by Patterson. The time they're adding on is predominantly for celebrations, goal celebrations, and so from the moment the ball goes into the net to the time they kick off, they add that time on, and teams are taking 2, 3, 4 minutes of celebration time because the subs are coming onto the field and all that.
It's crazy, isn't it? And when it's a tight game and the 90
Exactly.
minutes is up, you're like, there's still 10 minutes to go.
Yes, it used to be as if you're a sub and you ran onto the pitch, you got booked, whereas this is at the World Cup. 10 subs running onto the pitch, nothing happens.
It's a minute a sub.
Yeah. Here's Olsen. Cleared by Auckland United. Into the final minute here. Johnson just puts a foot through the ball looking for Nathan. Patterson. Simons just says, I'm going to send that one long. Bacon onside. It's a bit of a heavy touch.
Go on, Olive, keep going, keep going, keep going. Well done.
Yeah, if Bacon hadn't had a heavy touch, it would have been interesting to see where that would have ended up.
Last chance here for Capital. Had the extra minute. United get the ball half clear. Again, it's gobbled up by the centre-back pairing of Patterson and Barrett. Still Kylie plays on, the referee.
Now you can transition back. Yep. Let's make it quick. Let's make it quick. Hey, put it away.
Barrett.
Sorry, Capital, much more gelled team this back end of the competition, that's for sure, than they were right at the beginning.
Yeah, free kick against Johnson. And there is the halftime whistle. And a half where Auckland United came out of the blocks firing. Goal to Mania Elliott after just a couple of minutes. But since then, Capital Football have got themselves back into the game and gained the ascendancy. And goals through Rebecca Ott and Renee Bacon have given the Capital side, the visitors, a 2-1 advantage as we head into the halftime break. So here is the highlights of the game yesterday between Western Springs and Central, and it was pretty much one-way traffic with the Springs side enjoying most of the possession and certainly all of the goalmouth action. It started in the 14th minute with Jess Innes just scoring for a 1-0 lead to Western Springs. But Central had a lot of defending to do. Sam Tafaru there denied, and then that ball deemed not to have gone over the line. Wina Hirano here with a great strike, beating the keeper at the near post, the Japanese player. So that was 2-0. And Central did well from a defensive effort to keep the score down as the pressure just piled on and on by this Western Springs team that are currently sitting second in the table. Keeper doing a great job. Eventually, just before half time, Sam Tafaru got on the end of Wina Hirano cross, tapped it in, and that made it 3-0 at the break. Tafaru then turned provider. Hirano with her second. That was 4-0 just before the hour mark. And it was looking like Central may have weathered most of the storm, but then the floodgates really opened, and Sophie Dyer doing really, really good work down the right flank. Sophie Garcia. He made it 5-0. Lily Jervis tucked in the 6th from the set play. The celebration there from Lily Jervis. And again, it was Dyer who provides the build-up play. The efforts of the goalkeeper couldn't keep that one out. Emma Peinenberg picked up her first goal of the afternoon. And Ree Morrison with the strike. Terrific strike from the corner of the box over the keeper's head into the far side of the goal. And then the player that started the scoring, finished the scoring. That ball deemed to have crossed the line, and that rounded out a 9-0 scoreline in favour of the home team, Western Springs. And then cross town at McFetridge Park, it was Northern Rovers, also in a 9-goal thriller. So you're hearing opened the scoring for the home team, and then it was Alexis Cook who got in between two defenders and just rifled that one in and over Una Foyle's head. That made it 2-0. Back came the Pride, and a deflection of heading was classified as an own goal, and this was not great goalkeeping from Foyle. Lovely strike that time from Lauren Dabner. This is just after the second half, and it was a real tit for tat, goals going in at both ends, one after the other. Rene Wassi just pounced on a poor clearance by the Pride defence, and then a couple of seconds later down the other end, Charlotte Roach picked up a goal, her 8th goal in 5 games. Kelly Brown with a left-footed strike over Foyle, and then there was a penalty. And Talisha Green tucks in just inside the post, and that rounded out the 6-3 scoreline in favour of Northern Rovers. See the two scores there. Southern United, who were 1-0 down against Eastern Suburbs with 2 late goals. So they pick up the victory, and Eastern Suburbs just stumbling somewhat towards the end of the season. And I think, Maya, that's probably a factor of fatigue.
I think they left some of their players off for this game, from what I heard. So maybe just that consistency in the players on the field may not have been there today.
Yeah, with an eye to maybe the final coming up in a couple of weekends.
Saving some legs for that final, knowing that they're already there. So
exactly. So we already know that Suburbs will play Springs in the final. So let's have a look at some of the top goals that we've seen posted in the Women's National Championship over recent weeks. Lovely ball is Prince across the face of goal. Here's a goal. Ball laid into the path of Kennedy Bryant for her second. And that was an absolutely cutting-edge attack from Southern United. Lovely ball in behind the defence. Prince did the build-up work and Bryant applied the finishing touch.
Atkins swinging this one and Simon's nowhere. And it's a goal from Taylor O'Brien. Who else? The Eastern Suburbs.
Attack, but then straight away has to turn back. There's some defending work to do. Ruby Nathan, one of those slip passes that Springs was so good at in the first half, and it has borne fruit with Maya Vince, the substitute, coming on from a deep position, getting in front of the keeper again, and just sliding that ball home, and Auckland United double their advantage.
Alicia Green. Maisie Jewell takes one, and now Kelly Brown in a good position. That's a decent cross.
Oh, lovely ball.
Brilliant goal. Absolutely stunning finish from a high quality cross, and a very well conceived move by Northern Rovers.
Eventually the ball finds its way to Buick. Pulls it in. Here's a good opportunity. Good chance. Good shot, good goal! Canterbury United Pride opened the scoring. Charlotte Roach, the second opportunity she's had this afternoon. Colby chasing this one. Marshalled by Philpott. Will twist the ball inside. Here's Painterberg. Painterberg with a strike. Painterberg with the goal. Lovely left foot strike by Emma Painterberg. Took the ball onto her left foot and just drilled that one past Kuimano.
lovely ball through for Devon Jackson. Has a little shot. Oh, lovely place there by Devon Jackson. Nice little side foot. Pass to Samoa. 2-0 Eastern Suburbs. Some enthusiastic Eastern Suburbs crowd there tonight. Oh, Takeda. Oh! What a great goal by Takeda. The ball in, she cuts on the inside onto her left foot, strikes it perfectly into the top left-hand corner.
Post. Oh, lovely bit of work.
Oh, what a goal!
Clara Smith. What a wonderful strike. She can't believe it herself.
Devon Jackson gets a little touch off to Wilfred Carroll, has a shot. Oh! It is a shot and a half. Wilfred Carroll. That's a sucker punch right there for Western Springs. And what a left left-footed rocket by Wilfred Carroll.
Madison, wayward pass, Hirano intercepts that on that occasion. Garcia, Hirano now, one-on-one. Here's Hirano. Oh, great footwork, and it's in. And it's a goal from Hirano. Well, thought that one may get away from her, but she did choose to find the back of the net on that occasion. Rina Hirano, a bit of pressure playing off for Western Springs. One-on-one with Ulavili, does well. And on target, what a strike! Petra Buick, fantastic strike. What a run from the substitute. She's been quite the star for Canterbury since she's been on.
So looking at the Golden Boot table at the moment, Taylor O'Brien out in front, the Eastern Suburbs striker. 17 goals so far. Bree Johnson there, sitting on 12, the Auckland United left winger. So, as we were talking about, need Bree Johnson to get more involved in this game this afternoon. Devin Jackson and Kelly Brown sitting there in third spot on 11 goals. So let's have a look at the highlights from the first half here. And this was the first goal. Manaia Elliott pouncing on a loose pass. Skips past Zoe Barrett, then drives that ball into the near post. Molly Simons can't get down quick enough. That was just after a couple of minutes, and Auckland United were on their way. But we saw a lot of these sorts of balls, and Renee Bacon is getting in behind the defence, draws the keeper, rolls the ball across to Rebecca Ott, and Rebecca Ott draws the score level at 1-1. Beautiful play by Renee Bacon. Firstly to beat the offside trap, and then just to draw and pass. It was Ruby Nathan. See her just check inside. Johnson with the strike. And this ball just rolls agonisingly close to the far post. See the frustration there from Bree Johnson. And then this was the moment where Renee Bacon, she's looking at Danielle Olsen there to try and deliver the cross, but the ball just loops over the head of Amy Feinberg and into the back of the net. And that was Capital Football with a 2-1 lead going into the break. This was a golden opportunity for Auckland United to get themselves level. Penalty, but Ruby Nathan could only just drag the ball wide of the post. So big game this afternoon. Auckland City up against Wellington Olympic in the final of the men's competition. It's this afternoon on Sky Sport 3. So certainly tune into that one once this game's finished. Looking at the Golden Boot on the men's side, Garvin Coughlin and Gianni Bazoukas leading the way there. Jess Randall trying to close the gap on them, and Oliver Colotti doing well in a team that has struggled in Melville United. As the players make their way back out onto the park, and Maya, what are we expecting from Auckland United to get themselves back in here?
Well, they have to deal with those balls at the back, don't they? That was undoing them last week, and Capital have done really well to exploit those with a couple of goals. So, and also on their attack, they're a little bit slow to get in the box, which means that they're stretched from midfield to the front, from the back midfield to the front. So once they're on the count, they've done a counter a couple of times, they really need to push up, close those gaps as well on defence. So Capital have done really well at switching the ball, playing down both sides, switches them well, cuts through those that back line. Renee Bacon doing really well. Also, Alina Durand making those runs behind the back line. So Auckland United really need to try and sort that out at the back, but be a little bit more compact in defence, and then when they do spring on attack, they need to get those players forward from the midfield. Like you said, Fred, getting Bree Johnson on the ball, she's up there in the goal scoring. Considering they haven't had the best season, she's still been able to put quite a few away, so if they could get her working down that left-hand side a little bit more, giving her a bit more service.
Yes, underway in the second half. There has been a substitution for Capital Football. Amy Price on for Olive Lynch Gerard. So we'll see if that's a straight change in the middle of the park. Barrett straight away looking for the ball over the top. Georgia Martin having to do the defensive work. Here's Bacon. Bacon, the run, diagonal run from Olsen there. So again, good movement from the Capital side. See Bacon just tracking the ball across the field. Olsen with the diagonal run in behind. And again, there's a lovely ball through the heart of this Auckland United defence. And Auckland United really do have to tighten up in that area. They're just getting picked off. And the shot from Ott. Just high and wide, but straight away in this second half, same shortcomings in the Auckland United defence get exposed.
Read well a couple of times by Georgia Martin, but then they were left exposed in the middle there, and an easy pass through. It's a shame that Capital couldn't capitalise on it.
Nathan. Cleared by Simons. Hot over the top to Olsen. Chased by McMurray, and Olsen comes inside. Penny Brill does well to effect the challenge. Capital starting to just string some passes together and making Auckland United, or moving Auckland United around the field, making them run.
Yeah, nothing was happening for them down this left-hand side, so they recycled the ball well through the middle, through back to the defence, into the middle, and out the other side, moving Auckland United's defence around.
Here come United through Johnson. And again, just Auckland United playing down the same channels, whereas probably could do better to be a little bit more expansive, try and switch the play through the middle of the park. Again, Georgia Martin just forcing the ball. And eventually it goes out for a throw. Ross. And it's all just a little bit slow and static on the far side. Tussle in the middle of the park between Sophie Bradley there, and I think she's won the free kick. It's a chance for Jess Philpott to step forward. Marie Kiley just moving the Capital players back. Jess Philpott. Was it Eastern Kentucky Uni? To deliver into the penalty area and straight into the hands of Molly Simons. And straight away she gets Olsen underway. It's better scrambling from the Auckland United defence. All just left a little short. Now Bacon, 2v1, slips it across to Ott. Ott with an opportunity to shoot and a very tame effort.
Yeah, nice little tackle there, and Bacon gets on the ball. Nice pass to Ott, but could have done well to bring that ball forward, draw the keeper.
Could have taken another touch there. Yeah?
Another touch,
driven
yeah.
forward a little bit.
Had Bacon still on her outside as well.
Yeah. United trying to work the ball down the right flank. Again, Manai Elliott just been drifting in and out of the play, and a substitution to be made for Auckland United. It will be Alosi Bloomfield coming on in place of Sophie Bradley. So maybe this is an opportunity for Auckland United to be a little bit more expansive. You can see the strapping on the right knee there of Alosi Bloomfield. So he's been struggling with that knee injury.
Yeah, Lossie's physio, she's had that problem for a while. She's one of the old heads in this team, which makes me feel super old. She's not that old, but here she is.
Good pace from Rebecca Ott that time.
A lot of experience from a Lossie Bloomfield. She's been to a World Cup underage. Also great futsal player as well. University futsal games, and where was that? Just recently.
Ball delivered into the penalty area, half cleared away by the United defence. This time it is cleared. Down to Johnson. Can they counter-attack here? Here's Elliott. Elliott, and good defensive work that time from Zoe Barrett. Bacon again looking for that split ball. Killer pass in behind. As you say, obviously Bloomfield played the under-17 World Cup in Jordan. Here's Ruby Nathan now bearing down on goal. Has she got someone to pass to? Back post. It was Johnson arriving. Ball just a little high for her to redirect into the goal.
Here comes Ruby Nathan. Lovely cross, right where you need it, and Bree Johnson on any other day would have caught that in. She's just not able to get on the score sheet today.
Diving header?
Oh, I would have.
Maybe, maybe. Easy from this vantage point, but possibly could have been the skill to execute.
Love to go old diving header back in the day.
Especially on a wet pitch.
Yeah, not so much today. Doesn't look too great.
But better from Auckland United. Really good counter-attack that time. been a long season for this Auckland United team. 21 games, so 3 rounds of an 8-team competition in the Women's Premier League in the Northern region. So 21 games in that competition. And then another 14 here, along with they went all the way with the Kate Shepherd Cup. Won that with a 1-0 win over Northern Rovers. Lost a bunch of players from that side. The 2 standout ones, Martine Pukitapu, Katie Duncan, deciding to have a rest from football. So it's a pretty young side here. We've had a long season, so just...
Yeah, it's no surprise they've had a lot of niggles with injuries, and also the under-17s taking away some key players for them for a good part of the competition.
Yeah, also lost Millie Clegg to the Wellington Phoenix as well. So, came 4th in the Women's Premier League. And as we've said before, currently sitting in 7th place. No change to the halftime scoreline after 10 minutes in the second half. Nicola Ross rolls the ball across. Capital just happy to build up from the back. Now they look a little bit more direct. Nathan. Ruby Nathan, it's been a long season for her. Played under 17 World Cup. Oh, and there's a chance and a goal for Bree Johnson. Just almost out of nothing, the ball played forward. And Bree Johnson pounced and brings Auckland United level.
So Lossie Bloomfield, as we were saying before, brings that element into the game. Bree Johnson able to get onto that nice pass from Lossie Bloomfield to bring it up to 2-2.
Yeah, just ran off the shoulder of the defender, Bree Johnson. Just looked for a moment, there was a hint of offside, but no flag from the official. Well-timed run from Bree Johnson. And that's her 13th goal of the season. Here come Auckland United again. Now they're looking for the winner. So all the pressure at the moment, momentum really has shifted in this match. Auckland United territorially dominating the game. See the flag there next to Ruby Nathan. It's not really blowing that hard, so the elements aren't that much in the favour as the ball gets delivered to the back post, headed clear by Capital. Nice move from Jess Philpott. She picked up the corner note. Ball goes out for the goal kick.
Yeah, a little bit more spring in the step for Auckland United. Spending a lot more time and now they're attacking third. I think bringing on Lossie was a good move for Auckland United, just to bring on that experience, and who are able to switch the play a little bit more, bring the midfield of Auckland United into it, and then provide a little bit more service for the front players.
Here's Nathan. Johnson takes over. Ball back into Ruby Nathan. Can't get past Barrett. Good defending from the skipper. And that's a foul. Push in the back. That time from Ott. Oh, I think the referee's seen that the other way.
Oh, that's an interesting call. If it is interesting call.
Yes, just look for a minute there that I think it's Jess Philpott had got position there, and a couple of substitutions here for Auckland United. Ruby Nathan is making way, and Emmeline Bawala, the number 14, is coming on. And Maya Vince, her afternoon's work is done. And on comes Izzy Durand. So it looks like a reshuffle up front with Mania Elliott going into the centre. Durand will operate down this right wing side, and Emmeline Bawala take up a position in an attacking midfield role in place of Maya Vince. Here's Bloomfield. The ball left rather short for Georgia Martin. Bombed into the edge of the penalty area. And you can see every time as Bloomfield looks over the top for the run from Elliott. Elliott gets in behind Elliott. That's a foul. Well, this will be an interesting call from the referee. Pulls out a red card. Yes, Molly Simons comes out of her penalty area, and
Here we see, yep, she's well out of her penalty area. Taking Mania Elliott right out of the picture. And that's a red card all day. Anytime a goalkeeper does that.
so there'll be a headache here for Ryan McGlinchey about what happens, as you can see there. Simons heads to the sideline. Well, they have a ready-made replacement in Keisha Brown, so you'd expect Keisha Brown to be subbed on, and someone's going to have to make way.
It's a good decision, you're fine.
And it looks like it's going to be Daniela Olsen who makes way, and Keisha Brown. Olsen will be sacrificed, and here comes Keisha Brown.
I think it might be Molly Simon's second red this season.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, if she does that same foul in the box, it's a yellow. Try, because she's at least going for the ball. But outside of the box, you leave your hands in the referee. And so now Auckland United drills that ball straight into the wall. Bloomfield. Brill, edge of the box. Bawala, keeper can't hold the ball and executes it on the second chance. Boy, Capital scrambling to get the ball clear.
That was an interesting start for the game for Keisha Brown. She probably was not ready to come on. And Bawala.
Referee just wanting to have a word with Keisha Brown. Not sure what that was about, but the momentum all with the home side now.
I said, just hold it a 6, yeah?
Bombed into the penalty area, and that's a great save. What a good save from Keisha Brown. Almost caught out by Nicola Ross. But this is a terrific reaction save.
A great save by Keisha Brown. She's really been put under pressure straight from the get-go coming on.
Boy, no time to play herself into the game.
No, none at all.
Boy, she's a couple of saves already.
Welcome to the game, Keisha Brown.
Thought she was going to have a nice, easy afternoon as Elliott puts the corner into the penalty area. This is Bloomfield. Goes back wide to Elliott. Elliott looks to get round behind the back of the defence. Does so. There's Brown again. Missed by the Auckland United players scrambling all around. And the ball sitting there, just waiting to be put in the goal. Georgia Martin had a perfect opportunity to tap it home. Couldn't make contact with the ball. But Capital living dangerously. Duran to the back post and over the frame of the goal.
Wow, what a couple of minutes it's been. Yeah, Mania putting that ball across was really great, and there was so many Auckland United players in there, and Georgia Brown just could not, sorry, not Georgia Brown, Georgia Martin could not get her foot on that to save her life, so Capital lived to breathe another minute.
Yeah, exactly. You could hear Ryan McGlinchey just in the background there saying, calling out to his defence to get it together. Well, they certainly need to do that, otherwise they're going to find themselves going behind, because just at the moment Auckland United are really dominating the game and proceedings. They have the extra player and they are really making it count.
Even before that red card, though, they were dominating, weren't they? So to lose a player for Capital on a team that's already got the ascendancy is really hard to come back from. It's a real sucker punch to a team when you lose your goalkeeper in particular.
Buala. Well, here's an opportunity. It's again the Capital side just getting bogged down and relying on just the ball over the top. That worked well in the first half, but now playing into a bit of a breeze. That ball's not rolling through the back four, it's being held up. And I think that's causing them some real problems because they're trying to play it from too deep.
Again, as you're saying, Fred, you know, they're trying to play it from very deep, and they've got no one up there at the moment really contesting United's defence. They've had to pull away a player from the front to make up for the goalkeeper that they need at the back. Now it's a matter of more, can they keep it with a number down rather than hitting the long ball all the time now, which has worked in the first half.
Yes, Auckland United coach Mauro Donoso will be very happy with his team's application in this second 45 minutes as Bree Johnson tries to drive into the penalty area once more, wins the corner. Seems to have picked up a knock here, Bree Johnson.
Doesn't
Goal
want the
scorer
physio,
for touting for some business here. Jackman. 8 goals in the Northern Women's Premier League to Bree Johnson. Currently sitting on 13 goals here. So really good goal scoring season for Bree Johnson.
It's a Golden Boot winner for Auckland United last year as well. So definitely knows how to score goals.
Yeah, scored 4 in the game against Central. I think that was another one of those 9-0 games. referee spots a foul, and this will invite some more pressure. Mania Elliott, who's actually done better since she's gone into the centre of the front line with the departure of Ruby Nathan. She's got more involved in the game. She's looked a bit more dangerous.
Yeah, just hold for 9 and drop into the space.
And it will be her to deliver this ball into a crowd of players on the edge of the 6-yard box. It's all on the delivery here. 20 minutes to go. To the back post, and that's straight in. Well, not great goalkeeping from Keisha Brown there. Misjudged the flight of the ball, and the ball just nestles in the back of the net from Mania Elliott. Her second of the afternoon, and Auckland United lead this one 3-2.
Well, it was a free kick. Mania was brought down, and lovely ball floats in. Goalkeeper too close to that near post, and it just floats over her head. Lovely goal there by Mania Elliott.
Oh, straight away, that's a great ball. Here's an opportunity to get back on level terms, and she's put it past the post.
Oh,
Lena Durand, she did all the hard work and just had to roll the ball into an empty net.
It's a great ball by Renee Bacon, and she beat the keeper just now. Oh, Martin does well just to disrupt her. And then Emma Leeming able to come across and also disrupt that shot. If it wasn't for Georgia Martin just falling over at her feet there, she had a clear shot for sure.
Should still have put the ball in with her left foot though. Had beaten the keeper, done really well in the build-up, but just at the crucial moment, Lena Durand needed a little bit more composure. And again, it's that ball through the back. It splits the two centre backs. That's really is the Achilles heel of this Auckland United defensive unit.
Yes, even with a player down, they still managed to do that through Renee Bacon, who's been sizzling for Capital today. Thank the producer for that.
Auckland United not pressing as high as they have been now that they have the lead. Incumbent on the Capital side to dictate the terms of the game if they want to get a point out of this one. If the scoreline stays like this, then Auckland United will move level with Capital on 11 points, as we've spoken about. It's just one round to go, and with Auckland United up against Central Football, who sit bottom of the table, and Capital having to play Canterbury United Pride, then you'd think the odds would be that Auckland United might finish higher up the table. Duran down the line to the hard-working, hard-running Mania Elliott. Elliott's done really well again. Is she going to shoot or pick out a player? She picks out a player, and I think Bree Johnson had just drifted offside. Wasn't so much the ball back from Elliott, it was the touch. I think it was from Izzy Duran, the touch from her, and then Bloomfield. It was Johnson in an offside position.
Great skills though by Mania to keep that ball in and get it across the goal.
There's Mania Elliott, captain of the Under-17 World Cup team. Went to the World Cup in India this year. So, fantastic experience for her. played in all 3 games at the World Cup.
Instructions, let's go.
Yeah, they lost to Chile, Nigeria and Germany. But those sort of experiences, Maya, just really whet your appetite for more, don't they?
Oh, they absolutely do. And then when you know that there's a World Cup in your backyard the next year, it's exciting to be a player. I wish I was 20 years younger.
Absolutely.
Just-
Don't we all?
Just seeing what's going on at the moment in Qatar.
I'll bring a couple out.
I'm sure it'll be emulated down here in New Zealand and Australia for the Women's World Cup too.
Yes, certainly some top-level women's football, and the opportunities for females in the female game just growing exponentially at the moment around the world. Play let to play on here by the referee. Again, all the attacking by Auckland United. Penny Brill just rolls the ball across to Georgia Munn. That's not a great pass from Martin. One of the Capital players is slightly winded and back there. Here's Bacon. Bacon looking to play Rebecca Odden again, and that's brave goalkeeping. Amy Feinberg came out and took a blow to the head, I think, but diving at the feet of the Capital striker.
Thank you. Wait. Hey, Penny, you need a show there. Instead of running away from Jess, come and show. Push it.
Yeah, it's Bacon again.
Coming.
And Rebecca Ott challenging. Great challenge by the keeper. She needs to be careful though. She's had a few head knocks this season. Here's the attitude you need from a goalkeeper. A little bit of madness. Putting the body on the line. Needed to, because that would have been a goal, I'm sure.
So another change for Capital Football. Nicola Ross makes way, and Jaden Watts comes on in her place. Nicola Ross had a couple of very, very good runs down that right flank in the first, especially in the first half. Just hasn't been as effective in the second, obviously with her team being pegged back so much. Ott can't control. Bloomfield looks to pick a pass, finds Bawala out wide. That'll be a handball against the substitute Watts. Oh, and a yellow card for Watts. Referee saying that was slightly more than accidental.
Amy, don't let her turn you.
Second yellow card for the Capital side this afternoon after Kaylin Patterson, and obviously that red card to Molly Simons. Really has changed the complexion of the game, that red card. Even though Auckland United were in the ascendancy, it's just made life exceptionally difficult for Capital. Just over 10 minutes left. Is there a way for Capital to get themselves a point out of this game? Remember, if they get a point, there's a ball from Johnson over the back. If they can get a point, then they're still in the hunt to retain that sixth spot. Brill. Chung, only as far as Bloomfield. Back to McMurray. Philpott drives it forward. Elliott looks to link up with her midfielder Brill. Spawala gets support from Leeming. Spawala again. And just a heavy touch from her. Miscontrolled. Just at the crucial moment when it looked like they were looking to be a little bit more incisive.
Yes, their build-up was looking good. Then that heavy touch meant that they were unable to carry on with that build-up. And it's sort of slowed down a little bit in this game. Auckland probably wanting to look for something else, but also maintain the lead.
Yeah, just trying to manage the game. Auckland United through to its conclusion, but as I said before, it's up. I mean, it's up to Capital to really try and push to get something out of it. Obviously difficult when you're a player down and a goal down.
They have had a
Support
couple
comes
of
from Strom.
Sorry, they have had a couple of chances though with the
Really good chances.
really good
too.
ones, so they could potentially be even or ahead at this point with 10 players.
Trying to raise the tempo. Trying to get the ball into play quickly. Cutting a bit of a frustrated figure is Renee Bacon on the far side there. Did so well in the first 45 minutes. Again, just Capital haven't been able to hold on to the ball as much. Referee says play on. It's a nice pass from Bloomfield. Brill skips past one. Out to McMurray. Durand into Elliott. Elliott. Left foot strike from Elliott, and it's just over the top. Well, you'd think that would have been the nail in the coffin.
Good touch there by Elliott on her right, from her right foot onto her left, going across the goal, just a little bit too high. That would have definitely put the nail in the coffin, I think, for Capital if that had gone in.
It's not in any great hurry, as you'd expect. This Auckland United team, they're happy with the status quo. Bloomfield put some pressure on in the middle of the park, and then another wayward pass. Georgia Martin mops up. It's a good challenge from behind. Johnson, ball tracked there. The legs of one of the Capital players. Still very tight on the far side. Leeming sends it back to Feinberg.
Good, well done. Amy, get behind the ball. Get behind the ball. Good. Go, turn. Jump on.
Still a bit scrappy at the moment as McMurray finds Philpott over the top, and that should be all harmlessly through to the keeper.
Amy, don't be dropping as deep as I say, okay? You need to play in the next line. Don't be dropping where I say is. You're not a 6. Go away now, go away now, go away. Go, get out. Go to Kasia. Zoe, if they're too far away, you can dribble a wee bit.
Chung and Elliot just reacquainting themselves with each other after their tussles in the first half. Yeah, it's been pushed back into the middle of the field, but it's coming out to this sideline. Confusion about whose throw it is. Goes the way of the home team. McMurray. There's Chung again. Put it on. Duran.
You're lucky, get up. Relax.
Very scrappy. Neither side really valuing possession enough. Bloomfield. Is Durand on side? She is. Into the near post. The pressure comes as Barrett scrambles the ball clear. Nice tackle from McMurray that time. Need to open out here. There's plenty of space on the far side of the field. It's very tight on this side though.
Yeah, Auckland United just keeping them pegged in this side.
Now there is an opportunity to be a little bit more expansive. That's not a great pass, and Bree Johnson just dwelling on the ball. So into the last few minutes, and again Johnson has picked up another knock. You saw her struggling just by the goal line a few minutes ago. And the referee asking her if she can make her way to the edge of the field, telling the medical team of Auckland United to go around the pitch. So good to continue. Bree Johnson. Good news for Auckland United. Here she is straight back into the action. That long stride of hers down the left wing. Puala putting a bit of pressure on. You should expect the substitute, fresh legs.
So same thing happening down the other side now, just locked in that side. Nothing really happening on either team.
Yeah, and this will suit Auckland United, obviously. Holding this 3-2 advantage. And again, the ball over the top, causing a few little issues. And here's a chance for Ott. And again, the strike goes wide of the frame of the goal. Another good opportunity for Rebecca Ott.
Yep, that ball over the top again. And just needed to move that shot quite a bit left, and it would have been a whole goal open for her, and another chance gone missing for Capital to even it up.
Yes, even with 10 players, they've had their chances. Another good chance for Rebecca Ott. Just needed to recalibrate a little. hearing there's going to be 4 minutes of time added on. And we're ticking up to that now, so 4 minutes for Capital to find the wherewithal to score a goal. Driving forward, little slip pass. Now the ball over the top. Again, probably played maybe a touch too early, but they've retained possession. Done well here. Just looking to cycle the ball around. There's a chance for Durand. Dwells on it. Gets her pocket picked. McMurray to Durand. Down the line it is. Chance for Elliott to chase. The referee doesn't find a foul there, much to the consternation of Zoe Barrett. Shake of the hands, but sure Barrett thought it should have been a free kick.
3 minutes.
I think they're going to put this one right in the corner. Get a second bite at the cherry.
Yeah, just trying to wind the clock down now, surely, for United. For Capital, last throw of the dice if they can get it up. But Auckland United in no hurry, are they, to get the ball back in?
They're going to plant this one right in the corner. Shane wins it off Durand. Strom. And that'll be easy for Keisha Brown. It's all about getting the ball down the other end of the field. Just over a couple of minutes left of the 4. Bloomfield just miscontrols it. You can see the ball hanging up in the wind. It has got stronger here. Bacon charging round up front, trying to get something going, but these throw-ins, these stoppages are like gold dust to Auckland United. Especially as you're trying to wind down the clock. Elliott. Brown should just put a foot through the ball, but gets that all wrong. Puts it into the construction side almost. So time on the side of Auckland United. Bloomfield gets across. Still in play. Now she looks to switch the point of attack. And this one might roll out for a corner. And that'll eat up even more seconds. A minute to go. Durand just wanders into the penalty area. Mania Elliott comes out to take the corner.
Not using her pace at the moment, is she?
Certainly not. Just asking another ball. 30 seconds left. Get some instruction from the bench. I think they might take this short and keep it in the corner. Durand doesn't read the script and heads in towards the penalty area. Bloomfield uses their body well, gets position. Strom in a hurry, as you'd expect. Ott drop back. Plenty of black shirts around the ball there. Now the ball over the top. Bacon. Can she find a way to get round the back of the defence? Renee Bacon, and good work there from Jess Philpott. Really strong in the challenge. Boala. And the ball all the way back to Keisha Brown. Time more than up, and all eyes on the referee as Anna-Marie Kiley blows for full time. And they went into the break 2-1 up, but they've ended up losing this one 3-2. Auckland United with 2 goals in the second half, And it is the home side that have capitalised and won this here at Kickoff Park by 3 goals to 2. So looking at results of round 13, plenty of goals as we've seen so often in this Women's National Championship. Western Springs with a romp over Central Football. Northern Rovers also 9 goals in their 6-3 victory over the Pride. Southern edge Eastern Suburbs, and here at Kickoff Park it's been Auckland United 3-2 winners over Capital Football. Looking at the table, Suburbs still out in front. They will pick up the championship, and lower down the table, Auckland United jump ahead of Capital now, both on 11 points, and that goal difference seeing Auckland United into that 6th spot. So the game next week, Eastern Suburbs versus Western Springs, a forerunner to the final the following week. This one will be on Friday night from William Green Domain. It'll be live on Skysportnext, and kickoff is at 7:30. So a dry run of the grand final, Maya.
Yeah, an insight into what we might see on the 18th. It'll be interesting to see what they come out and do on both sides. Do they hold back? Do they go all in and see who can get one up on the other for a psychological sort of going into that final, who can have that one up on each other? So I'm really looking forward to that one, to see where we end up with Suburbs and Springs that night.
Yes, it'll be an interesting battle. Friday night from William Green Domain, but on behalf of Maya Jackman, here from Kickoff Park, we've seen 5 goals as Auckland United have taken this one out 3-2 over Capital Football.